Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Karima and I am powered by power. Happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there. Whether you're loving on yourself today, whether you got a boo, whatever you got going on, whether you married, whether you single, happy Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day was really what sparked this series. I thought about like what February is for me, and it's a lot about, it's Black History Month and it's Valentine's Day. So that's what my content is focused on this month. And so this is a series. This is the season finale. That's why I got glitter on my eyelids or whatever. All glammed up for the season finale of why I'm still single. So I am truly like this series has been amazing for me, y'all. Like just the conversations I've been having with God, editing all of these series and just telling my story and listening to the trend in my life and just like getting it out there so that I can move past it and really live how God wants me to live has been such a satisfying feeling. And just to get this done, like 7 episodes, like this is huge for me, guys. Like I'm so excited to be here in the season finale. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. If you have missed any of the 6 episodes, I advise you pause this video, go back and watch them so you can catch up and then come back and join us. So we made it, guys. 7 episodes. My story has been unfolded in ways I didn't think that I would tell. You guys know I be all over the place, but you've been rocking with me, so thank you, okay? So this is the season finale. I'll do a recap as always. Season one, episode 1 was about my parents and family. Episode 2 was about elementary and middle school. Episode 3 was about high school. Episode 4 was about college. Episode 6 was about teaching. Episode 5 was about teaching. Episode 6 was about just adulting and soul ties and things of that matter. And today I'm going to finish my story and tell you guys where I am currently and how excited I am about what's ahead and just my plan to stay off of this cycle of this gray area conviction. Like I don't want to live like that no more. So again, if you've watched all 6 episodes, you already know the deal. You've seen the trends, you've heard the trends, you've heard me tell my story. And as I'm telling my story, I'm just like, girl, like you better, after doing all of this, you better not revert. You better not go backwards. Like it's only forward movement. It's only forward momentum from here. And just moving forward in God and pressing towards the mark and living on purpose and being all about my purity and setting boundaries, practicing boundaries, and making sure that I'm who God needs me to be. Like I've always had this vision of the woman that I want to be and the lifestyle that I want to live, and that goes beyond just like the space. Like I'm living in my dream apartment, I'm doing my dream career, like I have a great car, like I have all these assets and these like external things, but I want to be the woman God needs me to be internally. I need to make sure that my heart posture is right. I need to make sure that God is at the throne of my heart always and forever, and that I don't have anybody or anything remove him from that place. He belongs at the center of everything. Everything that I do needs to start from there. And so as you guys have heard, all of my journey, my high school boyfriend, my college boyfriend, my adulting boyfriend, my situationships, right? Like things have been back and forth. And so for me now, I'm just trying to make sure that I have this series now that I can watch and like remind myself of all of the nonsense that I've been through, the ratchet moments that I've been through, and the ups and the downs that I've been through, so that I can use that as a reminder and as an acknowledgement and as an accountability piece to kind of make sure I continue to do what's right and continue to put God first and continue to be about what he needs me to be about. Now that I have put this out there, I have to hold myself accountable. Like, I'm gonna be honest and transparent all the time, and I'm sure, like, all have sinned, right? Like, I'm human, I'm gonna make mistakes, but I'm going to try my very best. I'm declaring, and I already said this before, like, once I declare, the enemy is gonna be out here, right? But whatever, it is what it is. I'm gonna make sure I put on my armor, and I'm declaring that I am moving forward. I am not going backwards. I am powered by power. I am powered by power, and I'm walking in that power. I'm walking in that authority. I'm walking in that purpose. I'm walking in purity. I'm making sure that I'm presenting myself as a living sacrifice. A living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. Every single day, I have to put my flesh under subjection. The things that I used to watch on TV, I can't watch no more. I can't be on the phone with anybody after a certain time. Well, right now, I'm not even talking to nobody. Like, I'm legit, like, this is the most single I've ever been in my life. I have nobody hitting me up, like, nobody, like, that's the last episode I said something around, like, people have been, like, hitting me up and, like, coming out the woodwork. What I meant by that is, like, I got a random DM from somebody I used to talk to, like, a long time ago. He's now married with a baby. He sent me some voice notes talking about, like, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. 1224 started following me on Instagram from one of his many accounts, and I didn't even pay no mind. Like, I know that is not a road that I'm going down. Not 2021, absolutely not. I no longer have any ties with 128. Like, he just pretty much vanished off the face of the earth. We were following each other on Instagram, but he might have blocked me or something. I don't know. I already told you 823. The only thing that I haven't, like, the only communication or interactions that we have is him watching my snaps. And yeah, so 2020 we're in a pandemic. That's what we're currently living through right now. Once the pandemic started, I had started this story, and I'm gonna finish it real quick. Pandemic started, 128 and I were, like, talking. He lives in Albany, and we were talking on the phone regularly. Like, I was here, he was in Albany, and we were just, like, friends. It was weird. It was like he just broke up with his toxic girlfriend. Like, when I tell you that situation, what I thought was toxic was not toxic based on the stories that he was telling me. It was just like, why are you dealing with that? Like, why do you have to deal with that? But whatever, he made his life decisions, and he was dealing with this crazy girl. Like, I mean, not say that, Lord forgive me, she's not crazy, I don't know her, I only know what he told me. So we were going back and forth, and I told you he had stopped something that he was doing for a while, like a long time. He finally got rid of that, but then he replaced it with something else. And then when I tried to call him out on it, he wasn't really trying to hear it. Like, you don't really understand. I'm like, okay, cool, I don't understand, so I'm just gonna let you do you, and I'm gonna fall back. And so, like, that happened, like, towards the end of the summer of 2020. 2020 quarantine life. I started talking to, like, just having conversations. Like, random people started coming out of nowhere. Like, started talking to this guy from high school. We had great conversation, just conversation. We couldn't go nowhere, we was isolated. 1224 tried to make an appearance at the very beginning of quarantine. That did not last long at all. Started talking to the most random situation happened. I'm not even gonna, like, speak to that, but just random conversations and random people popping up. I guess people was bored, so that was my 2020, just random conversations. Some of them were really good, really, like, inspiring, really enlightening. Trying to think. I'm gonna be transparent, right? This is why I'm telling this story, right? Okay, so there was one guy that I was spending a lot of time with during quarantine. Like, him and I would, like, he would come over, I would cook, he would cook. Things got weird. I told him I just wanted to be friends, and he couldn't accept that. Nothing physical ever happened with us, but he started catching feelings. And because I told him I wanted to be friends and I was actually having conversations with other people, he was in his bag. And so things got weird with that. Then he ended up getting a girlfriend, and when I called him out on certain things, like, he was lying to me. I was just like, you're dead lying to me. He was like going with it, and I'm like, but you just said that. He was like, all right, I was lying. Like, just ridiculous stuff. So 2020 was like, I was just going with the motions of what the world was bringing. And so eventually I started talking to this one guy. Towards the very end of 2020, my last like relationship that I was in. It was like a whirlwind romance, and manly, godly man, and we kicked things off really fast, really quick. But I realized dating him for maybe like a good 2 months that there's some things that I still need to work on. There's some things that I need to make sure that I have purged out of my system before I can allow anybody else. And just different mindsets, just being able to practice boundaries. Like, I feel like when he came around, I had just finished reading the book Boundaries, but I didn't really have time to practice them. So again, I overestimated myself and I let him kick it, and we didn't get too physical, nothing like crazy happened, but it just moved too fast for me. And I didn't like the way things were with us, and we both had a conversation like, we just need to make sure we are radical for God in this time of our life. Like, we just need to both just continue to do what God needs us to do. And we both had like just this mutual agreement. And so that was the last man in my life. And ever since him, and I want to say we ended things around November-ish of 2020, ever since then I've just been, okay, God, what do you want from me? How do you want me to go into 2021? 2020 was crazy. Obviously, I'm not giving that. We're talking about my love life, right? The encounters that I've had with men, and all of that, in the midst of everything else happening into 2020, I'm just like, God, I don't want to deal with men. Like, I want to focus on everything else that you have for me right now. I know I need to work on me. I know I need to love on Karima. I know I need to just focus on you and me. And if any relationship I need to be in, it's a relationship with you. I need to put you first. I need to fall madly in love with you. I need to make sure that we are good before I let anybody else in my life, because I don't want to have to go through anything I've already been through. And in order for me to assure that, in order for me to make sure that that happens, in order for me to guarantee that, I have to continue to work on me. I have to make sure that I put you in your rightful place. I have to make sure that I practice boundaries. I have to make sure that I spend time with myself, like intimate time with myself, to know who I am, so that all of the insecurities that was birthed back in elementary and middle school, I dealt with those. I healed the little girl in me. Like, I really fully am healed from all of the pain, all of the hurt that I went through back then, that I work on just the trends that I see as far as just like being a product of my parents, working on just understanding how I show up, understanding how important it is for me to really just be who you need me to be. Like, God, I just don't, it's exhausting to kind of tell this story, to be here in episode 7 and have looked through and heard all of that story. Like, I don't want to be this person anymore. I want to be who you called me to be. I want to be able to position myself to get everything and receive everything you have for me. And so right now, my focus is on aligning my heart with God's will for my life. My focus is making sure that I continue to tune my ear to what He has for me in this season. There's so much that I know I need to do in this single season. There's so much that I have to walk into, to produce, to create in this season of my life. And I'm not focused on trying to do all of this for something. I'm focused on making sure that the kingdom is all that needs to, like, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and everything. I know he got me, because he's kept me this long. He's allowed me to be at this very moment. So I trust that he's going to continue to hold my hand, to continue to guide me, to continue to lead me. So my focus right now is kingdom. I have a video on my channel called Kingdom Woman, and like, it was then when I had just ended things with the godly man that I was telling you, and I was just like, God, this is it. Like, I'm walking into all you need me to be, and that's where I'm at right now. Like, I'm not worried about anybody from my past, anybody that's trying to like distract me and like follow me and hit me up and DM me. Like, it's just like, at this point, again, excuse me, I can see when the enemy is trying to like put his little big toe in there, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not. This door is closed, and it's staying closed. Like, God is gonna have to do some supernatural mighty work if he wants me to be with anybody from my past at this point, because I'm not checking for nobody. I'm not checking for nobody, absolutely not. Like, who God has for me is going to be for me, and he's going to be the one to kind of like, and I remember reading something where it said like, God doesn't choose your mate, or something to that effect, and like he partners with us. And I do believe that as I'm seeking him, as I'm getting into his word, as I'm finding more time and more pockets of my day to just sit in his presence and have that authentic time with him, I know that because he's the source, because my eyes are focused on him, he's going to allow me to discern who it is that I need to give my time to, who it is that I need to kind of like, you know, open my life to, because I don't have time for any of the nonsense, not anymore. Like, y'all heard all of the things that I've been through. I'm over it. I'm ready for just the life that God has for me. Like, ever since I was a little girl, I pictured myself as a wife, I picture myself as a mom, and I don't want to settle for anything, because again, the foundational scripture that I have for Powered by Power is God is able to do exceeding abundantly more than we can ask, think, or imagine. More, immeasurably more. So if I can think it, that means that I'm going to give him room to just do his thing. I want to be the poster child for his miracles. I want to be able to have miracle signs and wonders be the norm for my life. Like, I'm so over the cycles. Like, I'm done. Jonathan McReynolds said it the best. Like I don't want no more cycles. I'm done. And so I'm breathing a breath of fresh air, because I know that this series is just the beginning for what God has for me. There's so many things that I could expand on and really like go into depth, but in due time, right? Like, this series, like, again, is the beginning, and there's certain things that I was just like, God, do you want me to say that right now? Do you want me to give to people all of that right now? And so before every single video, I've been praying, like, God, allow me to say what you need me to say right now, in this moment, in this season. And whatever you need me to elaborate on, let me do that later, because I want to talk about my experience. I want to talk about what I'm going through and like how I've overcome things. And I don't want to really like have that do with anybody else. So as this series is done, I now want to focus on like, okay, how do I talk about insecurity? How do I talk about lust? How do I talk about overcoming strongholds? How do I talk about generational curses? You know, so that those things are not tied to a person or a particular part of my life. This was just for me to help you guys understand where I'm coming from and why I'm going to be focusing on or choosing to talk about certain topics and really study certain topics, so that I can help you, as I'm helping myself, stay grounded in the word, stay grounded in the things that's going to help me to win. Like, this is my winning season. Like, the things that's going to help me to make sure I'm aligned with his will, right? Like, his will be done. His will be done. And that's where I'm at right now. And it feels good because this is only the beginning. I'm not even gonna front, y'all. Like, the things that I see God showing me and like what he wants me to do and like how he wants me to infiltrate this world for his kingdom is a little bit like, wait, what? Me? Jesus? You want me to do what? Like, so I'm putting myself out there. I'm being bold so that I can stand up and sit tall and speak with authority, speak with power, so that I can really portray his message the way he needs me to. And so again, this is a journey. This is a journey. I'm figuring out this is just the beginning. And so we made it. I did it. It is episode 7. It's over. It's done. We did. Karima, you did it. Y'all don't even understand how this feels for me, because I don't have to worry about the shame or the fear or the anxiety or just, you know, the frustration of knowing that like I messed up. Like I was broken then. But this journey of healing, this journey to wholeness is even more grander and even more, it's bigger than any of that stuff. And so if it's not good yet, the word says that all things work together for the good of those that love God. And I love him. I love him from the bottom of my toes. And I know he's gonna work it out for the good. I know he's working it out. And so that's where I'm putting all of my mind and my peace in knowing that he got me and that I can trust him. As long as I seek him. I'm not seeking out nothing else but him in this stage of my life and in this singleness. And stay tuned. Let's see. I'm putting him out there. I'm living for him. I'm being bold about Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. And I'm ready for the journey. And pray for me, because I know that now that I've put this out there, the enemy is about to be like, okay. And I'm gonna be like, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for just staying tuned and riding out with me up until this point. Like, thank you. I appreciate y'all. Like, tell your friends to tell a friend, tell another friend. Like, let's just get the name that is above all names, and how dope he is, and just his like fingerprint all through my life. Like, let's just share it with somebody. Hopefully somebody can be healed and blessed and will be bold about their journey as well. Will be able to tell somebody their testimony about, yo, I was dealing with this, and like, it was a long time I was dealing with this, but I know God is he's gonna help me. He's gonna make it all better, because that's just what he does. So share, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let's have a conversation. Tell me how you feeling. Like, it's Valentine's Day. What are your plans? All that good stuff. Talk to me, okay, guys? And don't forget to hit that button. And stay blessed, guys.